Hi guys, I'm Cody J and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now before you say it, yes I know this looks like absolute craziness, but there's a good reason why. Today we are going to be reviewing the palette that broke the internet, aka the PUR X RawBeautyKristi palette. So I'm going to give you guys a pretty in-depth tutorial as usual, as well as all the information and a little bit of what happened with me on launch day. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how you can create two completely different yet stunningly beautiful looks. So keep on watching. Okay guys, so like I said, I'm absolutely excited about this palette. I've been supporting Kristi for such a long time, and I've always waited and hoped that she would come out with some sort of makeup line or collaboration with a brand, and here it finally is. But before we get into all this, there are a couple things that I want to talk about first because there's some excitement going on with this palette, to say the least. So if you've been to a JSC launch in the past, you would know that he has broken the internet and, you know, it was just a mess and you're usually waiting a couple hours. This palette took it to a whole new level. Like, this will be the palette that shut down the internet for the longest amount of time, if that makes sense. Like, this was ridiculous, but like, I'm glad it happened for her because it means that so many people were here sitting and waiting and trying to get this palette, but at the same time it was so aggravating. And a few things I want to say was that first, congratulations to Kristi for this collaboration. I think this is absolutely exciting. You have worked so hard and so long for this collaboration, and hopefully in the future you come out with your own line because we are all sitting here waiting for it. But obviously, all day, Kristi was tweeting and updating her Instagram stories and apologizing to everybody because we all were waiting so long and there were so many errors and issues with the website and it crashing and people not being able to check out, and it was a huge mess. Like, it was just a huge mess. And what upsets me about that is that this is someone's special day. This is something Kristi's worked on for so long to get to this point, at least, and for it to not be just a day full of excitement and just overjoyous celebration is upsetting to me. The fact that she felt that she needed to sit on the internet all day and try to get answers for people and apologize to people instead of just genuinely enjoying her day and celebrating just really broke my heart. I mean, I sit there and think, like, what if this was my day and all I had to do all day was apologize to people because they were unhappy? Even though it wasn't her fault at all, it's still just sad that she felt the need to do that. Now, I didn't personally see anybody, like, you know, coming at her for anything because it literally had nothing to do with her, but at the same time, like I said, it shows her and it shows everyone, honestly, how much support she really has. And I think that she kind of was surprised at how much support she really had. So there's definitely good and bad to the whole situation, but I personally waited over 12 hours to get my chance at actually checking out because after waiting 6.5 hours and like actively trying, I got put into a queue like everyone else, and then it took another like 6.5 hours. But my friend on Twitter reached out and was able to get myself a palette, which I was so grateful for because that completely solidified knowing that I was able to get one so that I could try it out and continue to support her and of course do my review on it. And then a few hours later, I was able to actually purchase something for myself. So I got 2 more palettes, and those palettes are going to my friend Nady, which you can follow him here on YouTube and social media. He's the owner of Poplux Cosmetics, and also one is going to my friend Taylor Marie MUA. She is an icon, so please go check them out. So there was a lot of good and a lot of bad for that day, but overall, the launch was a success. It sold out. There's a relaunch date planned for July 18th, I believe. So if you have not gotten a palette, you can get to that pre-order and get that taken care of, hopefully. But whew, enough talking. You know I like to talk. You knew I was going to have a lot to say. So we are now going to be opening this bad boy up. So first off the bat, packaging is beautiful. I love how personal it is to her. She has the cat, as you know she should. There's one at the top. There's a microphone here. There's "You're Not My Real Dad" in the teacup, which I think is, hello, we expected that. Like, everyone was saying, like, oh, there better be a "You're Not My Real Dad" kind of shade in here, and I know there is, so like, awesome. Before I open it up, it does say that it's cruelty-free, gluten-free, it's vegan-friendly, it's recyclable, obviously, and it has a 6-month after opening period. So it's technically good for 6 months after you open it. This palette retails for $34, which, it being a dual-sided palette, I don't think is a bad price at all. Now, I've never personally used PUR Cosmetics before, so I don't know what any of their products are like, how they perform, or really what their pricing is like. And I know they reached out to a lot of people and apologized for the disaster of the launch, and obviously they were upset and kind of let Kristi down. I saw a lot of people saying that they were not supporting PUR before, they had never purchased from them, and they were not going to do so in the future. And I think that is so uber harsh. Like, that is just so unnecessary. Like, the internet is the internet, technology is technology. Like, they tried their best to plan for a smooth launch. Obviously, there's no reason that they would want it to fail in any way. hello. But to sit there and be like, oh, I'm never supporting you because you couldn't get a product right away, I feel like that's a bit much and a little bit of an entitled attitude. Like, I was stressed all day because I just wanted to get the product so I could support her and review it on my channel, but I would never sit there and be like, I'm never buying from you again. Like, that's just petty. So, just saying. So I think this is so cool. I've never seen a dual-sided palette like this. I don't know if they exist. If they do, I've never seen one. But like, yeah, you turn around, like, it's both. I just think that's so cool. It's a pressed pigment palette. So, opening it up, this is the more neutral side. Now, what I love about this the most is that although it's neutral, there are fun little pops of color, like with the toned down yellow and the, looks kind of like a peachy orange. You also have a gold shimmer right here in the middle, and I think that's a good choice to have as far as the one shimmer on this side, because I feel like that gold will complement any type of look that you can create if you're just using this side. I think it goes perfectly with the browns and the more warm toned shades, so I think that's absolutely a good choice. Now on the back side, you have the colorful side, which y'all know is like my side. Like, look at that. Ooh, hello camera. Look at that. That is so beautiful. So in this one, obviously you have like a pretty decent rainbow going on, and you have a very bright pure white called Lumos, which, hello Harry Potter reference, we're here for it. So hopefully that is a pure, really well-performing white. And in the middle you have Cafe Disco, which is a beautiful shimmer. It's definitely like a champagne pink shimmer, so again, I think that's a beautiful choice because I do think that'll go great with all the colors. And obviously you can use the colors from both sides, so you don't have to obviously just stick to one side. So you can use this gold on the other side, vice versa, combine all the colors. You do you, boo. Now normally when I do an eyeshadow review, I just do one look, you know, the same look on both eyes, and I'll do one eye on camera and one off for the sake of time, like I always say. But for this palette review, since it's double-sided, we're gonna do one colorful look on one eye and one neutral look on the other eye. I don't know which one yet. We'll decide here in about 13 seconds. But I just think that's obviously the best thing to do because, hello, two different sides. It's the whole point of the palette. So you're gonna get two different looks in this one video. So hopefully you're ready for a lot of eyeshadow. I know I am. But enough talking, let's get into some eyeshadow. Okay, so I already have both eyelids primed with my P. Louise base in the shade Rumor 01 as usual. And quick side note, does anyone set their eyeshadow base with a translucent powder before they go in with eyeshadows? Because for me personally, I always leave them a little bit tacky, but Deborah Mackey the other day messaged me and told me to start putting powder on my lids to set my base before I go in with eyeshadow, because she said it'll make it look a lot better and a lot more blended without as much work. So like, I would like to know your opinions on that and what you personally do and have found, because I'm all about educating myself and changing up styles and techniques to improve my makeup, because that's what we all should be doing. So please let me know. Okay, so I think what I want to do to start this off is go in with the neutral side first, because that's going to be the easiest side for me. So I think I'm going to take a smaller brush, such as, I always do this, I'm always like deciding what brush I want to use while I'm trying to find it. But anyway, we're going to use this one first. This is the Morphe M506 brush. So I'm going to go in first with Copper Boxes, which is the light tan right here. So dipping into this right off the bat, it is a pressed pigment palette. And as you see when you dip into it, there's a bit of fallout, but that just typically means that the shadows are not pressed in that tightly, which typically means that you're gonna have more pigmentation and payoff when you use your shadows, so just keep that in mind. So I think I wanna do the neutral side on this side. Yeah, let's do this side first. Oh, and also you see these little lines right there? You see those on both eyes? Yeah, I literally can't do anything about them to get them to go away, so if anyone has any like for sure ways of making that go away, I would appreciate it. They're literally permanently there. They're like my under eye bag lines. Like, I cannot make them go away, and it makes my makeup look crusty no matter what I do, and it makes me feel disgusted with myself. So please let me know. Thank you. Anyway, we're gonna take this brown and I'm gonna start putting it in my actual crease area. Not like right in that socket is where we want it. Now, if you have hooded eyes like me, and I know I say this all the time, just make sure you take it up a little bit higher or else you'll kind of lose some, but start it off kind of in the middle. Now, right away, I am already super impressed with this. Payoff is absolutely stunning. There's so much pigmentation right here, oh my gosh. And although it kind of has a bit of fallout in the pan, it's not really falling out on my face yet, so that's a plus. So that's incredible. Now this is showing up a bit darker even than I thought it would, so that's not really a bad thing, especially when we go to blend it out. Usually when you're blending out your shadows, you lose a little bit of that core pigmentation, so this should help keep it in place. And of course, if we need to go back in to darken a little bit, we can, but wow, that's amazing. So just pack it in and kind of take it all the way around to the shape that you want. I usually go about this far, kind of to the tail end, right at the very end of the tail, I guess. And that's about it. Now with nothing left on the brush, I'm just gonna start scratching the top of it just to kind of make the lines a little bit less harsh. And then I'm actually gonna go in with another shade above it here in a second, but this will help that next shade blend in a lot easier. Okay, so once we have that pretty much blended out, I'm now gonna take a lighter shade. I think I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Told You right here. I also want it to be a little bit of a different tone also, in addition to it being a little bit brighter. But we're gonna take this with the same brush. I didn't really have to clean it off or anything. There wasn't much pigment left on it. And I'm just gonna, again, kind of scratch it back and forth right on top of the blended out portion of this brown and just kind of follow all the way around. This is also going to elongate the shape that we already have while also brightening it up and giving it another little bit of color. So we're kind of building a little bit of dimension to the look already. Now what I will say is with this shadow, although it's super pigmented right off the bat, it's kind of like once the pigment is deposited, it just disappears. So like when I start applying it over here, it's really intense. And then by the time I get to the other side, the pigment's like not even on the brush. So like when I go to wipe it off in a paper towel, there's literally nothing there. So you do kind of have to dip in quite a few times just to make sure that you have some pigmentation going on. It's not a terrible thing, but it's definitely something that's a little bit newer to me. So just something to keep in mind. So now I'm gonna take a really fluffy brush like this one right here, and just with nothing on it, I'm just gonna blend over all of it. This always helps me make sure that everything's a bit more blended. Okay, again, we're taking that small fluffy brush, and now I'm gonna dip into a little bit of You're Not My Real Dad, which is the dark brown right here at the bottom. And this is gonna deepen up right underneath the crease. Again, there's a lot of fallout, but it's not really falling out on my face. Actually, it's not falling out at all on my face, so that's good. It's kind of sticking to my skin and the brush. So this we're gonna take right below the crease, and we're really gonna pack it in and kind of move it around a little bit. Just go all the way around again. So now I want to cut my crease a little bit, and we're going to take our P. Louise base again, and I'm just going to put this on the back of my hand like I usually do. It just makes life so much easier. And then I'm going to take a flat brush like this. This is usually my go-to brush. I like because it's rounded and it's small, and it just makes life a bit easier. Kind of goes with my eye shape a little bit. So I'm going to take it up a decent amount, and I can't really talk when I do this, so like, enjoy just watching. So you know when I said I'm gonna cut my crease a little bit? Yeah, that's a bit more than a little bit, but I'm here for it. So now I'm gonna take a little bit of Golden Ticket, which is the beautiful, stunning gold shimmer right here in the middle. And I'm gonna take that with a flat brush, probably like this one right here from Morphe. This is the M166 brush. You can use Cody, just kidding, I wish. Just stamp it on. I'm gonna press it onto both sides, and then I'm just gonna stamp it on all over the lid. Sorry, my mirror's in the way. I'm not used to doing it like this way. Stamp it on and hope that it shows up. Okay, so this gold is like not showing up right now, so let me try this again. Okay, there it is. It's showing up a little bit. It's definitely very, very light. In the pan, I just figured it would be a bit darker. Like, it's definitely buildable, for sure. Okay, it's showing up a lot more now. Yeah, it's showing up. It's just still not what I thought. If you're gonna use this, I would recommend after you cut your crease, put probably a little bit of My Whole Heart, which is right here at the top, just to kind of set it a little bit more and just give it a little bit more color on your lid, but we're gonna make this work. I'm actually gonna try and dip into it, and I'm gonna spray it with a little bit of setting spray just to see if it helps increase the pigmentation a little bit. Okay. I definitely think that helps. Yeah, I think it helps a bit. So just pack this on all over where you cut your crease at. Okay, so once you have that gold applied, it's definitely very bright and beautiful now that it's really packed on. It's definitely showing up a lot more now than it was just a moment ago. So then I'm gonna take another brush, like this one, just a smaller blending brush, also from Morphe. And we're gonna take that darkness down a little bit. So I'm gonna go into You're Not My Real Dad again, which is the dark brown right here at the bottom. And we're gonna take this and just kind of, wow, it coats the brush so fast. I barely touched it, oh my gosh. So we're gonna take this and we're just gonna kind of bring it down a little bit just so there's no real harsh edge to this cut crease. And I just think I like the way the shape is too after I do this. See how that just kind of like changes the entire dynamic of the look? It takes it from like a shiny blob on my eyelid with some color around it to like, okay, we're having a moment and we live for that moment. This is beautiful, beautiful. And I love the orangish kind of brown that's on top of the darker browns because it makes it automatically look blended out before you even really have to blend it. And I really like it. I'm gonna take a little bit of the brown and kind of drag it around the gold just because we lost a little bit of it. And we want to make sure it's there. Okay, perfect for real. So for under my eyes, I'm going to take a brush from Makeup Shack. This is the T14 brush, and as always, anytime I have a discount code, I'll give you one, even though most times they're not mine. But you can use code ROSIO to save some money off of this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip into, let's dip into a little bit of, do I want something brighter? Maybe not. I'm going to dip into B right here, which is just kind of like a much lighter brown than You're Not My Real Dad. Definitely has a cool tone to it. And just take it all the way under and all the way around. And keep it close to your lash line, of course. We don't want you to drag down your look and make you look sad. Okay, it's just enough to kind of bring it all together and connect it. And with that same brush, I'm actually going to dip into a little bit of, I think, Camelot. Are we going for it? I think we're going for it. I'm going to dip into Camelot and kind of blend it out very, very lightly, if that's possible with these shadows, because they are pretty pigmented. So I'm just going to add a little bit to it and hope that it doesn't ruin it. Just want to kind of brighten it up a little bit. Okay, yeah, definitely brightened it up and give it a little bit of a color, so yeah, that works for me. Okay, so that's this eye pretty much complete. I'm gonna wait to do my lashes and my liner till the very end. So I'm gonna start doing the colored side now. So let me move my brushes out of the way, turning it around, opening the biatch up. This is what she looks like. I really don't know what I wanna do. Like, I truly will be using this palette already, I just know off the top of my head. Like, I'm gonna be using this a lot in some upcoming videos and content on Instagram or Twitter, but at Cody J Artistry, because there are so many colors in this that are just so beautiful that I want to combine together. Like this teal blue and the vibrant pink. I want to do a pink and purple moment. I want those two together. I want those two together. I want all of them together. But I think today I want to do something that looks similar to the look that she did, where it was kind of like really sharp shaped and then it had like a really decent blend around it. I think it looked like maybe 2 or 3 colors max, but I think I want to do the dark blue, and I think I want to do teal, and then I'll do the champagne on the lid. I think that'll look really pretty. Yeah, let's do that. Maybe a pop of pink. Ooh. We're going for it. It's colors, and I love colors, so we're doing it. So for this, I'm actually going to try doing this a different way than I normally do as far as the shape. And the reason I wanted to do the colors on the right side is because the right side is my good eye. It's just much easier for me to create shapes and stuff on my right eye because I'm right-handed, and it's just easier for me. So I'm going to dip into the dark blue, which, again, there's a bit of fallout, which is, you know, not a big deal. Just be careful with it. I have 0 fallout on my skin over here. There's nothing anywhere it shouldn't be. It's just in the pan, so just keep that in mind. Like I said, I use that phrase all the time. I either say it is what it is or keep that in mind like 8,000 times per video, and y'all are probably sick of it, but it won't ever change. So we're gonna take this. Oh, I still have eyelash glue on. I'm having issues getting sidetracked today, I'm sorry. So we're going to start putting this in the crease, and I'm actually gonna trace out a shape. So I need to stop talking because my hands are shaky when I talk. Do you see how effortlessly pigmented that is? That is insane. I understand it's a pressed pigment, but oh my gosh. I just hope it doesn't stain. That's sharp, sharp. That is some pigmented eyeshadow. Okay, if you're like, Cody, what is going on right now? Like, just wait for it. It's gonna be a dramatic moment, but just wait for it. So now I'm gonna wipe this brush off, and I'm just gonna scratch above and below everything just to kind of blend it a little bit, because we don't want it to be super harsh. We just want the shape to be kind of sharp and harsh. Okay, so now that we have that, we're gonna take a small blending brush. I'm just gonna take a Morphe M507, and now we're gonna dip into the teal, which is Garden State up here. I don't even actually remember if these are colors that I said in the beginning because I lose track so fast, but we're going to the Garden State because that's what I want right now. And right above it, we're just gonna start blending this on. Now this is giving me a little bit of fallout on the skin, which is unfortunate because it's so blue and pigmented that I'm definitely gonna have to fix my makeup now because it's staining my skin blue. So I'm actually very angry about that because I spent a lot of time on my makeup tonight. So we're gonna have to fix that now, of course. Definitely recommend doing your eyes first and then keep blending it out. Now once you have that teal blue applied, dip back into Hurtful a little bit. And we're just gonna buff in a little bit of the darker blue again just to bring back a little bit of what was lost. So the fallout definitely messed up my makeup, if you could see it. Now I look like I have a green skin, so that actually makes me more mad than I'm actually showing right now because it wastes my freaking time doing makeup. But other than that, I don't do eyes first. But if you're an eyes first person, this is great for you. If not, it's gonna make you mad because it's gonna get on your skin, especially with these colorful eyeshadows, so not happy about that, because now I have to somehow fix that, and I probably won't be able to. So let's move on to the lid. So again, I'm going to take my P. Louise base with this flat brush, and I'm going to make sure it's clean, and then I'm going to stamp on some of this and cut my crease. Okay, we wanted dramatic. We're getting dramatic here. Look at that shape. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a brush, and I'm just going to pack on some of the white. So we're going to go in with Lumos, of course, right here at the bottom. And I'm just going to press into that. Ooh. Fall out. Come on. And just kind of stamp it all over just to help set the base a little bit and to prep it for my next shadow. Okay, so now we're just going to apply our shimmer, which I'm going to be going in with the Cafe Disco, which is here in the middle. It's the champagne pink looking shimmer right there. Now I will say these shimmers are very, very light. They eventually show up, but they're definitely not like crazy. So this still might work out how I want anyway. It's just going to kind of illuminate the shape of the cut crease and give it its little moment. And I think that's fine because it kind of has a blue cast to it anyway. So it just kind of makes it work. This shimmer definitely would be a beautiful highlighter. Both of them would be. Like this eye is like completely different than this eye. Shape, color-wise, everything, which is kind of what I wanted. Okay, for under my eyes, I'm gonna go in with my Makeup Shack brush again. I'm just gonna clean it off real quick on a paper towel. And now we're gonna do the colors slightly reversed. Or do I want purple? I think I want a purple moment. So first I'm gonna start off with a little bit of the dark blue, and then I'm gonna blend it out. Maybe I'll do pink, I don't know yet, actually. I can't ever make up my mind. So we're just gonna go right against the lash line. Connect it up with the shape in the corner. Now I'm gonna dip into, I decided I'm just gonna go with a little bit of the Garden State again, just because it just helps keep it cohesive. Just connect it again to the outer line and just take it all the way around. Come on, dramatic moment, yas. Okay, so for both eyes, we need a pop of inner corner highlight. So for this side, again, I'm gonna take, I think I'm gonna do something crazy. Instead of a shimmer inner corner highlight like I always do, I'm going to first tap off the fallout. I'm gonna go in with the pink because I want a moment. So dip into Side Effect, and gosh dang, this is beautiful. This rivals the pink from the James Charles palette, which is called Skip. Hopefully it just doesn't stain as much. But yeah, let's just pop this in. Yes, dramatic moment. Who are we? Now I think for the other side, I'm going to dip into It Just Does, which is the orange right here. Because again, I want kind of like a little dramatic moment on my inner corner on both sides. So let's just pop that there. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so I want to talk about the lashes real quick before I go off camera to throw those mascara and liner on. So I got the style Can't Be Bothered, which it looks like this. Now they are 3D cruelty-free luxe lashes that are up to 30 wears. And they're beautiful. The band looks pretty thin, which is good because I don't like a thick band. Like it's not super, super thin, but it's not like super thick either. It looks like this. Nothing crazy, normal. Now for me, I am going to trim the ends just a little bit because I don't have the largest eyes in the world. So just clip off a little bit, especially the little pointed ends. And that looks about good for me. Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna go off camera and I'm gonna throw on my lashes, mascara, and liner, and I'll be right back to show you guys the completed look and give you my final thoughts. Okay guys, I'm back and this is the final look all complete. Well, I guess both looks all complete. Obviously, it's a lot to take in because both eyes are significantly different, which is the whole point of this review because both sides of the palette are completely different. So this is for more of the neutral lovers out there with a little pop of color, of course, and this is more for you vibrant, awesome, colorful lovers. So I think this review and tutorial overall gives you a really adequate look at how all the colors work on both sides of the palette. There are definitely some differences that I've noticed personally, and overall I just want to give you guys my final thoughts, of course. Now the packaging itself is beautiful. I think it's very personal and very perfect for Kristi. I think this side is really beautiful. I love the neutrals. I do like that there are 2 pops of color in there, and I think the shimmer is perfect for this side. Of course, both sides have a mirror, which is very, very nice. For those of you who use a mirror with your palettes, I personally do not. Now, the colorful side, of course, is beautiful. There are a lot of different color combinations that you can use with just this side alone. Plus, the shimmer is super beautiful. Now, as far as the formulas, there is a lot of fallout in the pan for both sides. Of course, that just means that you're typically going to get a lot of more pigmentation and payoff, and as you can see, both on the colorful side and the neutral side, there's a lot of pigmentation right off the bat. Now, with this side, I did have a lot of fallout on my skin and in the pan, and this side, I did not have any fallout on my skin, but did have some in the pan. So it's one of those things to kind of take into consideration. If I'm using this palette again, personally, I'll probably start doing my eyes first with this palette and then do the rest of my makeup. Now, if you're someone who already does your eyes first and then does the rest of your makeup, then it's not gonna be an issue for you. Again, even the fallout on the skin wasn't too much, but it did ruin my makeup right here. Now my skin is kind of green, and it's going to be an issue to fix it because it's already set with powder and everything, so it's going to look like junk no matter what I do, so I'm actually kind of upset about that. Other than that, the lashes are very beautiful, they're very comfortable, I really like them. It says that you can wear them up to 30 times, obviously, as long as you take care of them, which hopefully you are. So all in all, the PUR X RawBeautyKristi double-sided pressed pigment palette for sure is a hit for me. I think it's super versatile. It pretty much should make every type of makeup lover happy, whether you're more of a neutral tone down or a super vibrant, colorful person. This definitely is perfect for you. Again, I think the price point is really appropriate at $34. The lashes are super comfortable, and all in all, I'm very, very happy. Like I said, there was a little bit of fallout on my eye with the blue side, and it kind of messed up my makeup, but it's not the end of the world. So other than that, I think this palette and collaboration was a success. I don't think you should hold Kristi accountable for any of the issues as far as launch day and all that kind of stuff. That's purely on PUR's side, and I also don't think you should be too harsh with them. Technical glitches happen, things happen. They were trying to be as prepared as they could be, so not something to kind of cancel them for. I think that's kind of honestly ridiculous. So that is all I have for you guys today. If you'd like to keep up with all things Cody J, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok, all at Cody J Artistry. And if you'd like to join one of my channel memberships, there are 4 to choose from, so you can just click the join button on my channel to do so. I would really appreciate the extra love and support. And of course, if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up down below. Click that big red subscribe button so you can join my YouTube family. Turn on my YouTube video post notifications by clicking that bell icon and switching it to all. And I thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I will see you on the next one.